Hello YouTube, I am Damien of Epik Reviews Now, and it's great to say good to be back because I've been gone for a while, had some issues at home, but now I'm back and this is season 2 of Epik Reviews Now. I was Damien Reviews, but now I'm Epik Reviews. And my theme for season 2, even though I might get off track for my Marvel movies that just came out, like Big Hero 6 I got a review, it's Marvel and DC. And I'm starting off with the biggest argument right now in the nerd world. Spider-Man. So in case you guys don't know, there was an original Spider-Man trilogy, and if you don't know, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay? There's been an original Spider-Man trilogy, and that is said to be the greatest line of Spider-Man movies ever. And I don't know if I would agree with it or not, because 2 out of 3 of those were horrible, and 1 out of those were great. And now there's a reboot, so everyone's fighting which one's better, the reboot or the new. I'm here to give you my opinions on both. And starting off with the first Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man. So Spider-Man was directed by Sam Raimi, and it was going to be done by James Cameron, but his script was too mature, and they gave the film to Sam Raimi. Spider-Man stars Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, William Dafoe, and even though he's a supporting character, I want to say him because he's the best, J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. So Spider-Man tells the story of Peter Parker, a nerdy kid in high school who gets picked on all the time because back in the day, if you were top of your class, you're a nerd. Nowadays, you're top of your class, you're cool now. And one day, Peter goes on a field trip and is bitten by a radioactive spider, giving him the abilities of Spider-Man, and he becomes Spider-Man. And now we have a movie. So, looking back at Spider-Man now is very different than when I looked at it back when it came out, okay? Because of how different movies are now, because now there's more cooler visuals, cooler action, and so on. But hey, Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite superhero movie ever. The greatest visuals I've seen in a superhero film of all time. But we're not talking about that. Spider-Man 1 though, is it the film that everyone hypes about? No. Okay, because it was hyped for one reason. Marvel hasn't had a really good movie back in that day. They only had the X-Men movies, but nowadays no one hears about the X-Men because of the freaking Avengers. Well, I have something to say to you, Avenger fan.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because no one actually ever cares about X-Men anymore because of the Avengers, and the Avengers is Marvel's baby. Spider-Man's only getting attention because of Sony and how stupid it's been getting with its reboot. But we're not to talk about that. Let me talk about the acting first before I get into the bad of the movie. Tobey Maguire, he's pretty good. Even though I prefer him in Spider-Man 2 and any of the Spider-Man movies because that is when he shines brightest. Kirsten Dunst, if we had to hate one thing besides I think we would all hate Kirsten Dunst. She's not as bad as she is in 2 and 3, but that's not really saying much. She's okay, I'm gonna say. She's like the OG damsel in distress after Lois Lane and Vicky Vale. Anyway. But in Marvel Universe, yeah, she's the OG. Way to go, Mary Kirsten Dunst. You inspired Pepper Potts. James Franco is really likable. I like him as Harry Osborn because I like James Franco. I liked him in Rise of the Apes. I liked him in Oz, Great and Powerful. I like him in This Is the End, so on. But let's see, who is better, Dane DeHaan or James Franco? Franco, because when you first hear James Franco's voice, you're not like, oh, he's the bad guy. Dane DeHaan's voice, it's all deep and stuff, like, hey Peter, it's been a while. You just know that if it was translated, it's like, I'm the bad guy, 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 I'm the bad guy. You know it. William Dafoe, since he's the main baddie in the movie, I don't know who I prefer, Dane DeHaan or William Dafoe's Green Goblin. I like how DeHaan's Green Goblin looks because it looks more comic-y, even though I prefer the Goblin-like one. But Dafoe's Goblin looks more like Iron Man built him a suit. But his acting as the Green Goblin and as Norman Osborn is great. Better than Dane DeHaan's. But I mean, Dane DeHaan's got the better voice for it, but whatever. And the one person I just have to talk about because this new reboot, you cannot tell me you're gonna find a replacement for him. J.K. Simmons. You cannot replace this guy. He is the best J. Jonah Jameson. There's no one better. And we all know it. You right? We know that. He even said, oh hey, if you guys want me to be in Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movies, I'll be in it. And I don't know where that's gone. So the acting is decent. It's not great, but what do you expect from an old movie? This is the time when the actors first started out, and sometimes when that happens, it's not as great as they are today, but no. But let's talk about the action. The action... it's not that great, okay? The acting in this film just feels like, when it's not CGI, it's like a stunt or something. Like, you know those stunt shows you see at Disney? Like the Indiana Jones one, or... like, you remember in Captain America the First Avenger, that montage of him fighting, or not fighting, him fighting on stage? Like that. That's how the action feels. It's just like, oh, look out! Oh, whoa! It's not that great, guys. Come on. But and now CGI. No. I know that this is back in 2000 something, but if we made dinosaurs look realistic and we had cool lightsabers and visuals back in 1980 something, what's the problem here? Huh? Did you guys bump your head or something? Because I mean, like I said, you made Star Wars visually stunning, and you made Jurassic Park visually stunning. What happened? Because usually you could tell when there's CGI in an old movie. Jurassic Park and Star Wars, not entirely, because it's that good. I mean, now you know these characters are CGI, but you're like, they didn't. Because I read up that in Jurassic Park they actually made robotic T-Rexes. So I'm like, okay, that one's... no, that one... oh, shoot, I don't know which one which. Now in this movie you can tell when they're CGI. Because it's not that hard. Anyone with a brain can tell when they're using CGI. Like, there's this one scene where Peter's jumping from building to building. CGI! Even though you could have just used a stunt for that. But whatever. Or the scene where Spider-Man's bouncing on balloons to get to Mary Jane Watson on a balcony. They could have just went into a green screen room, inflated a couple of balloons, and just jumped on those. But that does bring the movie down, because I mean, you go into these films, these Marvel films, and you expect visually stunning films, and you don't get them. Honestly, this is one of my least favorite visually stunning Marvel films yet. The follow-ups, The Avengers, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Iron Man 3. Yep, you guys are gonna kill me for The Avengers, I know. But to be honest, doesn't The Avengers visuals look like it was a 2-hour long TV special? So in the end, my final verdict for Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 1 is a fun flick if you just look past the horrible CGI, but it's also very predictable. The story is predictable. It's a basic superhero movie story. So it's predictable. There's no suspense kept within that, and the CGI is a little clunk, but the acting is good. So I will give Spider-Man 1 a 7 out of 10. Yeah. You know what else I hate? Is that when you go on Google and you look up Spider-Man movies like Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 1, you always end up getting results of The Amazing Spider-Man. I hate that. So Spider-Man, I know everyone's seen it. If you haven't, I don't know what's wrong with you. Really. What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing... You can say Spider-Man 2. I like your thinking, kids. Space Spider-Man 2. So what is your favorite Spider-Man? Write it in the comment section. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, all that. But expect me to review Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing 1 and 2. So...
What, are you looking for a raise? Get out.